Trump says Iran is begging for a deal. Iran's foreign minister goes on American television to call that delusional. No ceasefire, no negotiations. And the family of a dead US soldier is fundraising online to survive. Trump eyes Kharg Island, Iran's jugular vein. It's week 3, and it's about to get worse. As the US-Iran war enters its 3rd week, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi went on American television to deliver a blunt message. Tehran has not asked for a ceasefire, and it has no intention of doing so. Speaking on CBS's Face the Nation, Araghchi directly contradicted US President Donald Trump, who insisted that Iran was seeking a deal.
Iran has neither sought a truce nor talks. Such claims are delusional. Our powerful armed forces will keep firing until POTUS realizes that the illegal war he's imposing on both Americans and Iranians is wrong and must never be repeated. Victims must also be compensated.
Trump was adamant, though. For the umpteenth time, the American president reiterated that he had totally won the war and that Iran was begging for negotiations.
They want to negotiate. They want to negotiate badly. I don't think they're ready. Just from what I'm hearing, they want to negotiate badly, as they should. But I don't think they're ready to do what they have to do. But I think they will be ready at some point.
The war of words did not stop there. Araghchi also took aim at the human cost of the war, posting on X on March 15th that he had been told a family of a US soldier killed in the conflict was relying on public donations. The post drew attention partly because of who else is connected to the war effort. Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law and a key pre-war negotiator, is separately reported by the New York Times to be seeking $5 billion or more from foreign governments for his private equity firm, while simultaneously serving as a Middle East envoy.
I've been told that the family of a US soldier killed in the war of choice on Iran is relying on public donations. As a fair and equitable deal was within reach, those providing poor advice to POTUS are responsible for bloodshed. This war is imposed on both Americans and Iranians.
Back in America, Trump acknowledged that no popular uprising had materialized inside Iran, attributing it to fear of violent repression by the authorities. He has time and again asked the Iranians to take this opportunity to change the regime themselves. However, those calls have had little to no bearing on the ground.
The protesters have no guns. And I know you're a brave person, but I don't think you'd be protesting. And so I think it's very hard for them to protest. I fully understand it. They said, if you protest, you will be killed.
The POTUS also went on to suggest that the support from the Iranian people for their new supreme leader, as seen in the videos released by the Islamic Republic, was in fact fake and made with AI.
They showed about 250,000 people in a square saying how much they love Khomeini. Totally AI generated. It never took place. The media knew it didn't take place, but they built it up like they have great support. They don't have support. And that whole rally that they had 4 days ago, that they said was fake. It was AI generated. AI can be very dangerous. We have to be very careful with it, but
reports also suggest Trump is weighing the seizure of Kharg Island, Iran's critical oil hub that handles roughly 90% of its crude exports. The US continues to pummel Iranian targets across the country through airstrikes, with a particular focus on the shores of the Persian Gulf and Kharg Island. But taking over Kharg would mean American boots on the ground and would effectively take this already ravaging war to a different level. The confrontation involving United States, Israel, and Iran is escalating further, with new warnings that the conflict could intensify around one of the world's most critical energy choke points. US President Donald Trump has threatened additional strikes on Iran's key oil export hub, while urging allied nations to deploy naval forces to secure the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz. Speaking as the war entered its third week, Trump said American strikes had already caused severe damage to Kharg Island, a central hub for Iran's crude oil exports. In remarks to NBC News, the US president warned that further attacks on the facility could follow.
We may hit it a few more times just for fun.
Trump said earlier strikes had totally demolished large parts of the island and added that the United States might strike it again. His comments marked a sharper tone compared with earlier statements in which he said American forces were targeting only military facilities on the island. The remarks also appeared to complicate diplomatic efforts aimed at reducing tensions. According to sources cited by Reuters, the Trump administration has largely dismissed attempts by Middle Eastern allies to open negotiations as the conflict continues to widen. Meanwhile, the war is placing growing strain on global energy markets. Iran has effectively shut down traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway through which roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply normally passes. The disruption has transformed a long-standing strategic vulnerability into an immediate international crisis, raising concerns among governments and markets about the stability of global energy supplies. Oil prices have surged as the conflict triggers one of the most severe disruptions to oil shipments in modern times, sending shockwaves through global markets. In a message posted on social media, Trump urged countries dependent on oil shipments through the strait to help secure the passage. He wrote that nations receiving oil through the waterway should take responsibility for protecting the route, adding that the United States would assist and coordinate efforts to ensure shipping continues safely. Tehran, however, has warned that any further attacks on its energy infrastructure will be met with retaliation. Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, said the country would respond to strikes targeting its oil facilities. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps also announced that it had launched missile and drone strikes against targets in Israel and 3 American bases in the region. The group described the attacks as the first phase of retaliation following the deaths of workers in Iranian industrial areas during recent strikes. The Israeli military said it was intercepting incoming projectiles. As tensions continue to mount, the United States has also issued warnings to its citizens in the region. On Saturday, Washington advised American nationals to leave Iraq. The conflict, launched on February 28 by Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has already resulted in significant casualties. Reports from governments and state media say more than 2,000 people have been killed so far, most of them in Iran. Among the latest incidents, an airstrike on an industrial facility in the central Iranian city of Isfahan killed at least 15 people, according to reports from Fars news agency. As military strikes, retaliatory attacks, and economic disruption continue to unfold, the confrontation now threatens not only regional stability, but also the security of one of the world's most important energy corridors.